Hello, and welcome to Recent Activity, your new favorite entertainment review podcast that attempts to cover every film, every show, all at once. I am your co-host, Andrew Morgan. With me, for the 100th time, Mr. Shane Beauregard. How are you, sir?
I am doing terrific. I cannot believe we are at 100, sir.
I know.
As crazy.
And of course, I told you, I think I said it last time. I was like, the most on-brand thing we can do is set up for the 100th episode and then cancel the week. And we did.
You're all right.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have it any other way, man.
I know.
You know.
And they love us for it. That's fine, man. Thank you, everybody who has been listening. Hopefully, you've been longtime listeners, but if you've only just catching up with us or any of that stuff, love you guys too. Hope to pump out another 100 before these things end up. I don't know. We're working stiffs. We're trying to keep everything going. But at least you had a nice little kind of vacay time. You had your cool, your family, friend time, all that stuff. So, and it's very apropos that our former third chair, Chris, came down to visit you, and that was part of the reason why we couldn't do the episode. So, it's cool, and I miss him dearly. So I hope you guys had a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was. We got caught up on a lot of things, and of course, watched some movies, and just had a good couple relaxing days off.
There you go. And also, happy belated Father's Day, right? Was that part?
Yeah, to you too, sir. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that was a good time too. Watched Inside Out 2 with the kids on Father's Day, so that was fun. So even on days where it's supposed to be all about us or whatever, it's like I'm still putting the work in, Shane. That's what I'm doing.
We always are. It seems like we always are.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as today is concerned, we got so much TV to cover, Shane. So we're going to do that up top. We're going to kind of power rank these new seasons. There's 4 shows that we're watching right now. So I guess we're going to power rank those. If we have time for the film stuff at the end, we will. If not, it'll probably be, a bunch of we got The Boys this weekend. We got a bunch of film stuff we got. So we'll have a hellacious next episode if for no other reason than just not getting to it all today. But we'll see, because we obviously wanted to cover things like The Bike Riders, and I know you saw Thelma, and you watched Last Stop in Yuma County, which has been on my list for a while. And then, of course, if you want to check out my past couple reviews on what's on Netflix.com, go and check out my Ultraman Rising and Trigger Warning ones if you caught those movies or are interested in those movies, so go do that. But Shane, let's get to it, man. It's heavy TV season. Even shows that I started, I ended up stopping because these 4 seasons that we're about to talk about are just so high profile. So a lot of them right up our alley, where a lot of fantasy land, a lot of superheroes, a lot of, things that call out to people who grew up in the 80s and 90s watching movies. So that's awesome too. So I kind of wanted you to power rank these 4 seasons. And the 4 seasons we're going to cover today are The Boys, season 4, right? 4.
Yep.
The Acolyte, which is the new Star Wars show on Disney Plus. Shane's already rolling his eyes. It's going great. Presumed Innocent on Apple TV Plus with Jake Gyllenhaal. And House of the Dragon, season 2, that just had their 2nd episode of that last night. You caught up on that one? You watched that last night?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right. So, Shane, I hate to go this way, but you always want to build towards a better ending, right?
Sure.
So let's get the dregs out of the way. And I feel like we're probably aligned on this, unfortunately. Of those 4, what is your number 4?
Oh, it's easily The Acolyte. I mean, it's an easy choice, and I don't even say I hate to say it, because we've been talking about these Star Wars shows outside of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus forever now, and we always like to say we're completists and we're just going to watch the series anyway. But I'm just about I think I'm done with this series, man. I can't Disney and Star Wars. I can't. You had some really good points off mic the last time we talked when we didn't bring it on the air. And for everyone's caught up, they're on episode 4 now,
yeah,
right?
Just 4 just ended, yeah.
So I had an issue with the first episode off the bat with, they put Trinity on Carrie Ann Moss
Mm-hmm.
on all the posters and promos and everything. And this is not a spoiler if you're caught up. But they kill her in the first scene, like right off the bat. She has like 3 lines.
Yeah.
And not only that, in this newfound Star Wars world in which we live in, we've seen multiple shows where people get run through with lightsabers and miraculously survive.
Yep.
When that used to be like a death toll when you get hit with one of those things.
Yep.
Not anymore. But you get hit with a little 4-inch dagger in the right spot as a Jedi, you're just done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Exactly.
And yeah, their whole twin plot and just everything, what they're doing with the Jedis and how they're more, like you said, they should be human lie detectors. And it's just, I think on IMDb it's a 3.3 for this show. And
is it that low? I know those always get bombed. I always ignore
They
IMDb when it comes to Star Wars, unfortunately.
I'm kind of on that fence too, man. It's just a bad show.
It's not good.
It's not good. And I'm going to lean on you to finish the series because I'm out. I pulled my ripcord. I'm done. I can't.
Yeah, it's funny you brought up the chat that we were having off mic or whatever. And I brought some of those points up last time too. Just even, just the simple fact of like having a show full of Jedis is like having a show full of monks, and it's like it becomes stoic and hard to get through. And then besides the points, I agree with you on killing with a 4-inch dagger and all these things, and the twin stuff and the flashback episode and like the witches coven, and there's all these things that I hate. There's a few things like you just can't touch though, to me, if you're a Star Wars show. And it's like, don't fuck with the Force. What are you doing fucking with the Force? Like, the Force is the whole thing. I already didn't like that they made the Force into like kind of a religious bent over the years, which was never a Star Wars OG thing. I mean, you can make an allusion to it, I guess. You can kind of draw it, but that was never the big thing. Yes, it's a belief, it's drawing in things around you, it's whatever, but it's not supposed to be exactly God. They're supposed to be like kind of samurais or knights or, like, because they drew from Kurosawa and they're drawing from all these things. I feel like they just need to go back to basics. My God, like this one, like witches. No, what are you doing? Like you want to make good and evil versions of the Force. Like that's fine. You want to create some even groups like a rebellion that's like broke bad Jedi who aren't Sith. They're just like, they don't believe in what the Jedis do, but they still want to practice the Force. Like, yeah, that can kind of work. That happens in samurai stuff or whatever, or any of these action films all the time. This is just shitty. Like, and my God, like, what was it? Power of one, power of two. I wanted to throw something. I was like, this is so hokey that I was just like, we're better than this. And I brought up to you, I think the last time too, when I was a kid, it was, and again, I grew up in a Star Wars house, Star Trek household. My dad was a Trekkie. He would watch all the shows, and I would watch them with my parents. So I watched both, but I always loved Star Wars more. And the reason is that it came from films and it was inspired by films. And I'm more of a film than a TV guy. And the TV stuff, it was like Monster of the Week or some kind of like Battle of the Week, and then move on. There was no larger, really overarching thing. It was mostly characters, character study stuff. And then they would just use those relationships and solve some kind of issue, intergalactic issue. That's not what Star Wars is. And the more they do this with the Disney version, the more they're making it Trekkie-ish or episodic. Like, obviously, it's episodic TV, but like, you have these large budgets. You could do anything, and you're still making just basic crap. And shows that don't like really have anything that sparks a thought of like, oh, cool, it's just like that from the thing I like about Star Wars. They're just so far afield now. I don't feel like I'm watching a Star Wars show. So it's tough. It's tough to watch. And then, like, of course, now that we're the fourth episode happens after the horrible third episode that brought in all the witches and everything else. The fourth episode brought in a fucking little pet that's gonna sniff out a Jedi fucking Chewbacca, type of Jedi Wookiee, which just I'm just out. I don't care.
Yeah, you should be out, and I'm proud of you.
What's funny is when you said the chat though, you sent me like what you caught up on or whatever, what you watched, and you're like, I watched the Acolyte and I'm done. I didn't know whether you meant you were done, like you watched the episode, like you caught up, or whether you were done. And now hearing you, it's like, oh, you're done.
Yeah,
you're cooked.
I can't. Yeah. It's kind of like my rating system. Like if I feel it's a 1, I'm going to give it a 1. I can't dance around these series anymore. Like Obi-Wan just about killed me. And this one, I can't go through another experience like that. And I will say Obi-Wan, is messed up as that show is leaps and bounds better than this crap. Like I can't do it. I just can't. I'm not going to put myself through it.
They all make me mad in different ways. It's
right.
It's like there's always something where I just go, nope, that's it. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. And yeah, this has a bunch. And 3 was a real backbreaker. Like I know people who saw it before me and warned me and was like, you're going to be, real upset or whatever. I don't know how people are just into this show. Like, you have to almost watch it independent of the Star Wars label. Like, you have to be so out of it that you're just like, you don't have any expectations and you just like, cool, man, just entertain me. And I still don't even understand why people would be into it.
I just think those kind of people are like the critics. Sometimes like, what the hell are you watching? And they're going to stand by the property no matter what. I think that's what these people are, man. They're just going to stand by the brand, and God forbid you say anything negative about it. Even if they don't, in their heart of hearts, they know it's not good. They're not going to admit that it's not good.
Yeah.
They're not going to go that route.
Yeah. And my brother made this point, and it's true. George Lucas is, unfortunately, the reason for a lot of the issues that stem from this show, because they made Anakin into this character who has no parents, basically. That was like created by the Force, like some kind of like mystical creation, some godliness kind of thing. And now we have these twins that are also born out of nothing, basically have no dad. And so it's like, you open the door, bitch. Now they're just going to keep trying to do even crazier and bigger stuff with different characters. They're going to keep going to the well, and you open that well. So unfortunately, they're taking like all the bad things, like the things that I didn't like about Star Wars, and they're like, cool, what if we made a whole show about it?
Yeah, we're going to magnify that.
Yeah,
here you go.
Yeah. So I think the more they just keep trying to draw this out and make it about like, in essence, I'm actually more interested in the school, like the pre-Order 66 thing, like just like the school thing would actually be kind of interesting. And like to have X-23 playing some just random, Padawan sort of in the school thing where it's like, Jesus, like you got some good talent in here and you're just wasting it. My God. Yeah, I'm also, this is also my number 4, if you couldn't guess. You might be like, whoa, man, something he really hates. So give me your number 3, because obviously the Acolyte, we're kind of like out. I'm going to complete it because, again, it's one of these short series, so you got me. Like, I'm going to do it because I want to know exactly how much I should hate it, but that sucks that I'm in that boat.
My number 3 is House of Dragons.
Okay.
So far, I know we're only 2 episodes in, so it's early, right? Love season 1, and I made the mistake. I should have went back and at least watched more of season 1 to kind of refresh my memory going into season 2 of House of Dragons. And I like it so far. I do. There's nothing wrong with the show. Acting is great, production is great, storyline is great. And I won't spoil or anything, talk about episode 2 because it just came out. But I will say it was a slow, nothing really happening episode kind of for me. And I'm like, why do we need an hour and 12 minutes for this? Like, you had one fight or battle at the end that I thought was cool and I really liked. So I guess they're just still in the motion of setting everything up in this show. But I'm digging it. I'm still digging it. And I think my issue too, and comparing, I hate to go back to Game of Thrones, but like it has nothing to do with all the, ultra violence and the sex was good, but it's not because of that. Because I think so far in Game of Thrones, they focused on so many different families, the Lannisters, the Starks, the Tyrells, and all this. I'm having a hard time just latching into to this one family unit. You know what I mean? Like I want more world building, and again, not a knock on the show. This is what I'm used to, and I'm still coming to grips with just this family infighting and everything. But I'm digging it, man. I'm in for the ride on this one.
Yeah, it's so I'm actually this is also my number 3, but I really thought about it at number 2. Which is scary because about what I'm about to say. So the first episode, even with its kind of like more splashy ending, I still was largely bored by that first episode. And I think part of the problem is that I just don't have like the roster of characters in Game of Thrones, even the ones that they killed pretty early, are just like all-time banger characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, their 8th lead in Game of Thrones is like far more compelling than like your 2s or 3s in this show. And it's, I think it's partially because I think they did better. I think they it's tough. They relied a lot on the fact that they have Game of Thrones in the bag to kind of bring you into this world. But I really think, even though we know some of these castles and worlds, I still think they need to do some world building, because if the time period is so much further early, like, you need to set what it's like. It's like if I did a period piece of America in like the 18th century and was just like, well, you've seen the 19th century stuff. It's like, no. You got to set what it's like now and how it is, besides just, oh, there were more dragons.
Right.
Which, by the way,
that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing that I like the most about Game of Thrones is not what this show is about. Although episode 2, I thought, had a little bit more of it, which is like the backbiting palace intrigue, chess match, good conversations, world building. Like, I liked that we can spread the game out, have good conversations in rooms, meaty stuff about like real things. This one is a kind of a straight revenge thing, but the two people who are at the head of the revenge, they sideline a bunch. So they're just kind of spreading it, which is worse with the type of plot it has. Like, you need people, and then the people who are doing the bidding of these people, I straight up forget some of them. Some who have like big roles. And again, the end of episode 2 is kind of what I'm alluding, if you've seen the episode.
Yep.
Like, the twins in there, like, I just didn't remember that was the thing. And I'm like, oh, God, should I, like, what did I miss? Like, I don't even remember are they in the first season? What were their roles in the first season? Didn't remember anything. And part of it is like, sure, I guess I should have rewatched, but like, if they're that important of a piece, I should know them. Like, I know the main players. And unfortunately, like, now I'm curious to see where Rhys Ifans, if I'm pronouncing his name right, the hand that is,
Otto, right?
Yeah.
Is his name?
Yeah, the father there. Like, it's like, I don't know how much we're getting, but he was probably one of my favorite people to do. Like, he got the assignment. I like him.
Yeah,
and
he was really good.
Yeah.
And it's funny because every time I see him on House of Dragons, it's like, that's the kicker from freaking the Keanu Reeves football movie.
The Replacements, yeah.
I'm like, he does such a great job in this show.
Yeah.
And like you said, I'm trying to give it some grace because it is episode 2. So I do think they're setting up some more of the political landscape, and we'll get to see more of the world. But that's what I'm missing right now. And it's like you said, you made a great point. Like, Game of Thrones has so many characters you latched onto, like the Hound or Brienne Tarth or all these side characters like you rolled with, right?
Yeah.
This one, none so far, though. Right now, I am team Kristen Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that guy. I know he's a sleazebag, but yeah, I'm riding with Sir Cole right now.
Sure. Yeah. No. And he's getting his way, man. Like, he's on the rise. So in all kinds of ways. So good for him, man. He's making out real well. So I'm with you. It's just one of those things. Like, again, like, even Matt Smith, who I thought was like such a key component of the early part, especially of season 1, they've kind of sidelined him so far in season 2. So it's like, all right, well, he's like in there, but he's not like the kind of brash, cool guy
He's
who
not
I
taking
want.
action, right?
Yeah, so they've kind of moved him around just, to help, but like not do anything, I don't know, aggressive. Like, again, they kind of neutered him a little bit. So that one, I thought the second episode was better. There was a lot of throat clearing in episode 1 before the big ending. And yeah, I just wonder if I'm ever going to latch on to any character as much as I did like Tyrion or, or any of these people, or Jon Snow, or any of these like legendary freaking characters if you're into Game of Thrones.
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm worried about too, because like I said, there you got so many families to choose from. Here you basically got one. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, who you rolling with? And I think that's an issue right now.
Yeah. And that's the tough part. But again, I'm trying to be patient. It's episode 2. This is not a Acolyte 2 episodes in. You're like, oh God, this fucking show already. Like, so I'm not doing that. But, if we're all just out here killing kids for like 12 episodes or 10 episodes or whatever, it might be tough. I don't know. Give me your number 2.
Okay, I think we're in line. My number 2 is Presumed Innocent.
We are not in line.
Oh, shoot. Okay, all right. Okay.
And in fact, I almost put The Boys at number 3.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, that's a bomb. Okay, Presumed Innocent, I did have a thought about putting it number 1. I did. I did. But I'll get it. We'll get into The Boys in obviously in a little bit. But my boy Jake Gyllenhaal, I don't remember much of the 90s movie with Harrison Ford, so I can't even reference that or compare it to the movie.
Yeah, I'm saving the rewatch until after the series is over.
Exactly, right? But I am loving this show so far. I love the cast. You got Ruth Negga. I love Peter Sarsgaard, Bill Camp. I love the way this show is shot. It's like almost like that Peeping Tom kind of feel sometimes. And
sure.
Jake Gyllenhaal is crushing it in this series so far.
He is.
I love the drama, the tension. I have no issue. Like I read where some people had issues with how many flashbacks of his cohort or the person that died. Yeah, that she was tied up and all. They were showing too much of that. I didn't think that, so
it's through his perspective, so that's hard to do.
Exactly.
So what do you do?
But man, I'm loving this series so far. I dig it, man. So
I do too, and I think it's the best show out there right now. And I'm curious to see where it's going to go and how high it can climb for my mid-season rankings that we're coming up on, probably. Which I don't know, because they're doing weekly. My guess is it probably won't make the cut because it won't finish. But man, it is the port in the fantasy superhero storm for me. They are great at cliffhangers. On top of everything that you said, it's so weirdly bent, but so enthralling. And they're, like I said, so good at the cliffhanger where you're just like, oh man, this is so tense already. And then they just like that last like few frames, few seconds, they're like, oh wait, but this is going to clobber you in the face. And they are so good at it. And like some people might think, it's a hoax, it's a trick, like whatever. It's amazing. It works so well. And it actually just makes me go, God, I wish they dropped all this at once. I'd be done. It feels like, like how Hijack was so good at that too. Speaking of Apple TV Plus, that show, I just like gobble it up. I just wanted to like inhale the whole thing, and it had such great cliffhangers. It just made me want to keep going and binging. This show is that, but they're going to make it, they're dragging it out. So
yeah, especially that last cliffhanger from the just the episode 3. I was like, I literally said, oh shit, was my reaction. I was like, oh boy.
And that's why I think it really pushes over the edge, because every time I think I have a grasp on something pops up and you're just like, woo, another haymaker from Presumed Innocent. So, and as you alluded to, man, like one of the best casts, like a deep, great cast. And it gives me like, I'm sure you were kind of this way. Like if you're a movie fan that grew up in the 80s and 90s and you're in the legal thriller, high class that you got from that, even just from taking the Grisham novel adaptations, let alone like your Few Good Men's or any of these other like, courtroom thrillers, man, what a time. And I love that. It kind of brings me right back. And obviously Presumed Innocent, the movie too. Sure.
Right. I just wish, and I'm sure we'll get this as the series goes on. Like Ruth Niga just has not had really enough to do so far in the show outside of
She's
making facial
crushing it
expressions.
though when she does.
No, she is, but I want more scenes with her in the show, I guess. And that's not a bad knock. I just want more of her in the show.
Sure.
Because it seems like now she's mainly like emoting and facial expressions and reaction to what Jake or, what's his name in the show?
Rusty, right?
Rusty is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's great. Name, yeah, no knock on her. It's just I want more of her coming out in this show. And I think we'll get that as it kind of progresses.
Yeah.
So, but and I love.
We haven't even gone to trial, Shane.
I know. And Peter Sarsgaard's boss, I can't stand that guy. I just want to jump through the
his
TV.
Voice. Yeah, you just want to strangle him.
Yes, it's so bad. But yeah, this show is, and I'm watching this show. I'm like, God, that family would be destroyed. There's no way they would be together. I mean, Jesus Christ! I try to put myself in Rusty's shoes. And having to tell my kids what the hell's going on, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, well,
no way.
That's why they had to, again, we're only 3 episodes in, but they had to yoke him out of that environment a few more times. Like, they keep doing the yo-yo of, we believe you, we don't believe you're this guy, and then, something kind of will just drip out, and you're like, ooh, is he? And, so I just love that, I'm on your side. Well, I guess so, and then we'll come back. Oh, something good happened for him. Cool, but somebody's out there with more information. So It keeps having that thing. I like this yo-yo that it puts me on, and yeah, it's just so compelling. It's a
great show.
This is my favorite going right now.
Okay.
So speak on the boys then. Try to convince me in, because the tough part for me with this one and why it's my number 2 and almost was 3 is just episode. Well, I will say episode 4 woke me up a little. After 3 episodes, you know how they dropped 3, and in the past, we've talked about, even Gen V and the previous boys seasons, be like, give me that 3, and I'm gonna binge them, and I'm all the way in. I feel like this one, I got through 2, and then I turned it off. I said I'll finish it later, which is not good.
That's not good, buddy.
I've never done that with a boys season. It's just not grabbing me. And in fact, I think it's it's kind of jumping the shark, because it's always the show that, is going to be, let's do this crazy thing that everyone will talk about. The season 3 thing of the superhero orgy stuff and blowing up someone's dick from the inside and all this.
Right.
Yeah, this show goes for it. I'm fine with that. But now it's kind of verging into so ham-fistedly, awkwardly over the top doing the political stuff that I'm just kind of turned off. And this is from a show that had a full-on fucking Nazi superhero character just 2 seasons ago. So there's something about this season that I'm just less interested in all the political rip from the headlines stuff, that it's just turning me off. And the closest thing to me being into it was the Starlight fight in episode 4 that kind of woke me up, because all the Homelander stuff is not working for me this season. And he should be, you remember the end of season 3, that was woo, the fight to end all fights, and Soldier Boy and all this stuff. And it's I feel like they just haven't clicked in for me what this season is about, where we're going, and if I fully latch on. And a lot of the side characters, their little mission stuff means absolutely nothing to me.
Okay. I can understand that. And going in, after season 3, they're kind of foreshadowing the political landscape we'll get into in season 4. So I was kind of ready for it. I kind of knew they would go heavy into that landscape. So that didn't bother me. And I will admit, I'll admit, the first 3 episodes, I did watch them back to back to back. But I will say it took me a little while to get into them. And I think because I've given this show, it's been so great and so wonderful, I'm giving it a long leash. Because I'm always expecting okay, now this is going to happen. Now we're going to start turning the corner.
Right.
and it's slowly, like you said, it's kind of building up a little slower than it has in past seasons. So is it as good as a start to the last couple seasons? No. But it still has me waiting for those moments and for stuff to really start clicking in and rolling. And I do believe episode 4 is kind of, I think that's where we see the train start going down the hill with this show. I think like we're going to just keep building in this momentum that we've set up. I do like the new characters that they added with Sister Sage and Firecracker.
Yeah.
I'll admit, like,
Firecracker's a cartoon. If she didn't have the Starlight stuff, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, you're just a political football.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Man, I do like the Homelander stuff with his son. I do like the angle with his son because he's trying to balance out. And there are some moments that made me laugh with Ryan and you know, him coming to grips, like when he he's supposed to toss the guy or push the guy slowly, and he just pushed him.
Yeah, I did like that. Yeah, of course.
You know,
because that's classic boy shit right there.
Yeah, and Homelander coming to grips with his mortality, and he's aging, and you know, he's plucking his gray hairs and putting them in the jar, which is weird. But I like that conflict that he's having. But I love, like you said, I didn't fully get into Homelander until episode 4 when he brings in the Fudgy the Whale Cake. I lost it. Like I just,
it was a nice touch,
mannerisms,
like
his mannerisms, and just like his sadistic. You think he's gonna turn a little bit, but then no, he's still deep down a sadistic, just sick fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
I just don't know what he was supposed to get from, like, quote, going back to the beginning and all this stuff, like going to that room. Like, I don't think they set that up well, and I don't see what the payoff was outside of just literally revenge.
Yeah, I think it was revenge, and I think it was a way to just cleanse those moments as them torturing him as a kid. I think.
But why did they wait until season 4 to do it if he's gone through everybody else they mentioned in that conversation already? Like, he should have just gone full ham when he was going roughshod through Vaught's executive things to take over.
Yeah, I agree there. And like I said, is this show off to a perfect start? No, but it still has me hooked. And again, it's just giving me such a joy, and I'm giving it a longer leash than I probably should have. And it's a guilty pleasure still. Like, there's still some scenes that just are outrageous. I do like the Butcher story line. The one I'm not hooking up with right now is the French. It is the Frenchie Kimiko storylines. I'm losing.
Yep, that's exactly
interest in that. Yep. Absolutely. I thought, in fact, I was watching this. I watched it before Chris caught up, and we were talking. I was like, "Did we miss something from last season? Like, their dynamic has kind of shifted a little bit, right?"
Yep.
I'm like, and I seriously thought to myself, "What did we miss between these two?"
Yeah,
right.
And I can even say that about Huey and Starlight.
That's the worst storyline so far. I could give two craps about Huey. In fact, what happens with his dad at the end of the episode, I'm like, I think I'm going to hate this storyline, because I'm like, really? Like, come on, man. I actually soured once we saw that very last shot of Simon Pegg. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, I'm zero interest in that, man.
I actually, and there has to be another shoe with his mom coming back in the picture.
Oh, there has to be. I think she was in Vought at one time, or there's something she's not letting us know. I think that'll come out. So I'm hoping, again, that they got the ball going. But see, episode 4 by far was like, and I like the A-Train storyline. So far.
That's actually one of my favorites. Like,
I think
turning him and him kind of coming to grips and trying to escape the clutches all at the same time. I think he's probably going to have some, like, a moment of pride, you know, taking one for the team moment. That's just going to be like his way out, but he'll have some huge moment that will, like, spare somebody big, and then we'll move on to season 5. So,
and Homelander will blow his head off or something like that, right?
Yeah,
you know?
Which
so that's what's going to
coming in any form anyway, because that's all he fucking does. Yeah,
that's all he does, right?
Yeah.
I love the ice skating scene. I thought that was crazy. I love that whole scene.
I guess
there's some crazy bonker stuff, man, and everyone talking about the sauna scene, which was out there.
And
the human centipede
and wildly unnecessary. Like, it's one thing when they had, like, the soup thing, like, it's like, well, this is a show about soups and messed up soup, so it's like that makes sense. This is like we just did this because we can thing.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Somebody had some idea of it in the room and went for it. But like, I don't know. I didn't care.
I do like Mother's Milk, right? Is that his name, right?
Yeah. What's going on with him?
I like him as the lead
Why does he look completely different, Shane?
I have no idea, dude. Like at first, I'm like, my first thought was, holy crap, that dude lost a ton of weight. Not like he even needed to lose weight.
No, because
like,
he was just built. I thought
he was built. My first thought was, is he have another role he's getting ready for? You know what I mean? Like, is he getting ready to shoot something else that he needed to lose the weight? He looks off-putting and weird.
It was
so
jarring
far to me.
It
was very, very jarring. I was like, oh, I'm still not used to it.
Plus, what's bigger than being on The Boys right now? Like, finish your story, then do whatever you're going to do. But, hey, get your bag, man. I get it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But, again, I'm still digging it, man. And if they did have all 8 episodes out at one time or 10, I would have been done with this show by now. So.
Yeah, I'm just not as gripped. I'm,
okay.
You know, like, again, like I said, if there was Presumed Innocent episode 4 right now, I'd be like, hey, man, can we, like, not do this podcast and I'll talk to you afterward? Like, I'd be like that, right. Be like, you know, sideline everything. And when The Bear comes out, I hope I still have that, like, salivating, like, feeling about that show where I just want, you know, especially because that's a half-hour show. I'm hoping, you know, we'll end up binging that in a day and a half and being like, it's so good. But, you know.
Right. But for me, like, Presumed Innocent and The Boys to me are neck and neck. And honestly, when the series wraps up, like both series hit their end, I may flip-flop these two. You know, who knows? Like, it's that close for me. So,
yeah, I find it really hard for House of the Dragon to probably go above these, only because even no matter how many complaints I have about The Boys, it's like I still have like an affection for these characters enough that like I still need to see it through.
They've built up some. Yeah, we got equity built with these characters.
That's exactly
right.
And so to me, House of the Dragon doesn't have that for me yet, so I can't see it climbing. I could see it being okay and being entertained week to week and liking to, you know, get into the culture. There's so many of my podcasts that I listen to that'll cover it and things like that. It's cool. It's kind of, but it's feeling it's a step above probably, but it's a little Rings of Power-y, where I was like, I'm going to finish this because I like Lord of the Rings, but I only like aspects of this and and not a lot of it's sticking to me. So I feel like it's kind of in that territory a little bit. It's a little better because they actually do a little more work with the characterization, but yikes. Yeah. I don't know.
But, just to summarize, I mean, we have knocks on certain shows, but man, we are in a good period right now, a good month of TV viewing, because you got Presumed Innocent comes out on Tuesday nights, The Boys on Friday night, House of Dragons on Sunday night. So I'm just loving it right now.
I thought it was Acolytes Tuesday, Presumed Wednesday.
Oh, maybe I flip-flopped those two. I thought Presumed was Tuesday night. Maybe
they come out at night. I've been watching them on Wednesday, so maybe I need to pay more attention that they have like a 9 p.m. premiere like Acolyte does or whatever, but why would Apple TV Plus go head to head with Disney Plus? That seems silly.
Yeah, it does. Maybe I probably got them flip flop, but my my point is we got 3 good shows going concurrently right now.
Yeah, I'm with you, man, and especially knowing that the final season is coming up for The Boys after this, and also just. Where is Gen V going to tie into this? They only kind of like brought it up like once on a television. And so I'm kind of cool with that. I like that it's not really interweaving.
I did read today where Eric Kripke did say he's not interweaving or meshing Gen V with The Boys. There might be snippets here and there about each individual property, like we saw the Gen V commercial or they were on the news or something.
Yeah, they're on the news.
I think he hinted that's probably the most you're going to get.
Right.
Which I'm fine with. Keep them separate. You know what I mean? Like,
you're in the worlds, but we don't need to cross over.
Correct.
Even though it wasn't Homelander like in the last of Gen V?
He was the last scene to kind of like just corral everybody up. So they probably just sent him to say, hey, okay, enough's enough.
Right.
Right.
So I'm with you. At least it's good to talk about these. I like that we have all these going on. You get a fill out of the week, and then we can dip into the film stuff when we're not doing this. And that's great. I'm all for it. Like I said, The Bear is coming up this weekend.
Oh, I can't wait. That's gonna be done. I'm gonna just inject that into my veins.
I know. And I have, weekend away from my kids. I love my kids, but this is one of those where I'm like, I love how the stars align because I'm just gonna fucking inhale that season probably on like a Saturday morning into afternoon and just be like, have to slap myself, get back to reality on like a Saturday night or something, and just be like, woof, man, who wants to talk about The Bear? So that'll be awesome. And I'm sure I'm probably even like I've seen stuff for The Penguin. I don't know when that comes out exactly.
September.
Okay, so we got a while on that.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're just very lucky right now, and hopefully The Bear adds just another, trophy on the mantle, and we're all happy to get there too. Anything else I'm missing, like as far as like shows coming up that were just like I'm in? I feel terrible that I kind of dropped The Sympathizer. It was something that it was just hard. I was doing a lot of like watching stuff with subtitles, like foreign language stuff, and this got caught in the crossfire of like, all right, I need a break. I need to watch this, like one episode, ingest it, wait, like, and even though it was every Sunday, it's like, well, it once you kind of lose a show a little bit, you kind of have to like, you get caught up in other shows, and then that's it,
I've done that plenty of times, man. Like I'm like, oh, Succession, yeah, I'm kind of into it. Oh,
and you miss like whole seasons.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this new Apple show came out. Ooh.
Yeah.
Like I'm just, yeah.
Which again, like how many Apple shows did I tell you I was like into the idea of, and then I didn't watch it at all. And then I have to now wait for like friends to be like, no, you really should have watched that or something, like to get me back on board because I'm just past it. Like my friend just watched the Ben Franklin one with Michael Douglas, and I'm like, I forgot that even existed.
Me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
And it's fine. I'm sure it's good or whatever, but it's like it's just so far in the back of my mind. And that Manhunt one for with John Wilkes Booth I wanted to watch and I never watched. It's amazing how much stuff is out there that you just put to the side and forget.
Right. As far as other TV shows go, like the only ones I know that I'm looking forward to, I think Cobra Kai is in July, right? The first batch.
I was literally just about to say, it just came to my mind, and I think that is July 4th weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So we're literally like 2 weeks away from that.
Right. And for those who watch Suits, I don't watch Suits, but the new Netflix season of Suits is coming out July 1st.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fast. Yeah. Wow. It must not be that many episodes. I mean, like, because they had their little bump, and they would have had to get a green light and then immediately start shooting. That's crazy.
Yep.
I wonder if Markle's even in that show.
Probably not.
I would say probably not too, because it's been a while since I think I've seen her in anything. So that's an interesting twist. Yeah, I don't know anything else that just has been, like I said, the Penguin stuff has just been coming around. I think that kind of finishes it up, which it should be enough. We're watching 4 shows. We got stuff on the burner, and The Bear comes out. So it's like we'll have 5 shows in like a matter of weeks, like in a month. I told you, like June was just going to be the TV.
Oh, it's great.
And then we did pretty well with movies too. We had a few hits in there. And like I said, I think because we're already like 45 minutes in, I think we're probably going to cut this one here and then go on film later. But
yeah, because this would end up being a 2.5 hour episode.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be like Kevin Costner's next Saga.
Exactly, yes. This is Horizon 1. Hopefully you liked it better than whatever that looks like. I think our budget's higher. But then the next episode, hopefully it'll be like, this is how amazing The Bear is. And then, oh, by the way, here's all the films we kind of been talking about. But yeah, interesting time out there. Inside Out 2 crushing the box office, making people, at least who were a little sad about the production of the box office, feeling a little better. I saw that, like I said, on Father's Day. We both saw The Bike Riders, Thelma, Let's Stop in Yuma County. And then, did you say anything was coming this weekend? What was this?
Quiet Place.
Quiet Place, right. So I have tickets to that. You plan on seeing that. So hopefully that'll be on the menu for next week's episode. Anything else before we wrap this one up, buddy? Any other last thoughts on that we accomplished 100 episodes?
This is crazy to me. It doesn't seem like 100, man. It's been a great time.
Yeah.
And when you said, I knew we were getting close, and yeah, man, it's great.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You know,
And for how many
I would have went shirtless if I remembered to. I would have went shirtless for the 100th episode.
shirtless, those like tearaway pants, you know? I know it's got to be hot. Like if it's been hot as hell up here in Connecticut, like down for you in Hollywood South, man, it's got to be rough.
It is, man. I just can't get, as long as I've been down here, every year I'm like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. And every year I'm like, I hate this place in the summertime. I hate it.
On Sunday, yesterday, I went to a family event and it was mostly everybody outside, you know, grilling, kids are in the pool, etc. And I just was melting. Like it was so humid and so hot that I went inside for 1 minute and my aunt was just like, you okay? Like, geez, you're like, you know, just soaked. I'm like, yeah, I think I started lactating. It's gotten like that humid out here. And she like died laughing. So felt good to at least get some laughs out of it. But Jesus, was I miserable in spots. You know, it's one of those like you have a few drinks and you don't even feel drunk like even a little because it just sweated out of you. Like it did
right
nothing.
out of you.
So I should have done more is what the moral of the story is. I should have just kept going. But the 2 or 3 drinks I enjoyed was nice. But yeah, man, this has been a great ride. 100 episodes.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to you. And thank you to everyone who's been listening all on the way. 101 seems to be another stacked one coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you to everyone. Please be sure to tell a friend. Subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. Even when we miss episodes, we're dicks. And then, but you're going to want to come back and hear, obviously,
That's
us salivating over the bear, hopefully, and talking more about these shows as they go along. Do you know, like, how many episodes? Like the Acolyte, I know is short. The Boys, I think they usually get in, like, the 8 to 10 range, right?
Yeah.
Presumed Innocent, I didn't see. Is that a 6er or an 8er? Or even
it's 8.
It's 8, and then House of the Dragon is typically like a 10.
10.
Yeah, so that's good.
10.
Okay, so yeah, we got a long runway with those. So be sure to keep coming back for more of these episodes. And like I said, man, follow us on the socials, Recent Act Pod, and come back next week for more recent activity.